Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to our Gentle Wave Athletica class. So we'll get started in just about a minute there. Come on down to your mat. Settle into your Shavasana if you'd like to be laying on your back on the mat. If that's not comfortable for you, you can remain seated or in a sideline position. My name is Afshan. And thank you again to Athletica for opening up this space for us to have some wellness together. And this will perhaps be one of the last online classes. It's been wonderful to do these sessions over the last few months. And we'll keep the site running with pre-recorded classes. You can join in anytime and repeat them if you like. So before beginning any practice, if there are any underlying medical issues, please always consult with a healthcare professional before doing any physical activity. And having said that, this is a nice gentle class. We'll just do some gentle postures, take it really slow today on this nice warm day, just kind of warm up our muscles a little bit. And remember always to go at your own pace. So regardless of whatever physical condition you may be in, if your body is telling you to go slow or to skip out a posture, by all means, lay down, go into child pose, whatever works for you, your body, your practice. Ultimately, you are your best guide. I will suggest postures and I invite you to join me, but it's always your body's decision whether you can go into a certain posture or not. So please lay down if that's comfortable for you in your Shavasana and settle down into your mat, getting ready to become present, to become mindful and letting go of whatever day that you've had. Notice that you're letting go of your toes, your calves, your thighs, your glute muscles. Just soften everything, letting it sink into the mat. Perhaps your arms are wide apart. Maybe you can lift up your heart and allow the shoulder blades to connect to the mat and just start softening. Softening your brow, your eyes, which are gently shut, looking inward. Each single little finger is letting go. And then just start tuning into your breath. With the inhale, the belly lifts. With the exhale, the belly softens. We'll tune back into that 3-part breath. Inhale, belly lifts, ribs lift, chest lifts. Exhale, let the chest go, your ribs and your belly. Again, inhale, expand. And exhale, let it all go. Find yourself sinking in. And then every now and then notice, is there any tension coming into even your toes or your fingers? Soften. Just a constant reminder to ourselves to let go. So again, inhale. Notice how your body expands, and exhale how it softens. So continue that 3-part breath, remaining in your Shavasana, staying mindful to your breath while I read some wisdom. And I'll go back to one of our very first pieces of wisdom that I read to kind of circle back and wrap up these online practices. And it's from John O'Donohue. He's an Irish mystic and quite wise, and it's from his book To Bless the Space Between Us, a book of blessings. And I've chosen again today for presence. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. So perhaps taking that idea of presence, being present to your body, that idea of the heart of wonder, just marveling in wherever your heart can take you today and practicing with an open heart. Let's start wiggling our fingers and toes to slowly awaken to our mat. And then just rotate your wrists and ankles a few times in circles, one way and then the counter way, whichever way you began. Great. And then let's take a nice deep inhale, reaching your arms high up above you. Fingers and toes to opposite poles. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Quads tighten, glutes tighten. And then exhale, let it go. Just soften. And then remind yourself, if you need to create an intention for your practice, by all means do so. Again, inhale, stretching, reaching. Feel the shoulder blades stretch out. And then exhale, let go. If you need to direct energy towards someone in your life that may need it, by all means, think of that, or direct it inwards towards yourself. Let's inhale, one more stretch. Feel the ankles, your elbows, your shoulders, all the joints stretch out, the hips. Exhale, softening and just surrendering, letting go. And while we're laying down, let's take our right knee, bend it in towards your chest, clasp your hands around the knee. Flex the right foot, flex the left foot that's flat on the mat. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale, draw the right knee in towards your right side body, squeezing your internal organs. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, engage the belly, squeeze that core. Exhale, draw the right knee towards the right hip, right ribs, squeezing it in. Feel that nice squeeze on your hip joint and release. And you can just shake out that right leg and then release the right leg to be flat on the mat, grabbing your hands around the left knee. Both shoulders stay plugged on the mat, chin tucked in slightly. Flex the left foot. Inhale, engage that core. Exhale, bring the left knee in closer to your left side body. One more time. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, bringing it in nice and close as you can without any discomfort. And just keep breathing here for 3, 2, 1, and release the left leg. You can shake it out a little and then let it go. And then we're going to take both knees, bring them towards your chest and wrap your arms around your knees. And let's just rock side to side. Give ourselves a little back massage. Good. And then if you want to take your knees further away from your body, you can go side to massage the low back, the sacrum. Perhaps make some circles with your low back, and then the other way. Good, just warming up our back here. Nice. And let's warm up our hamstrings, taking our knees to 90 degrees. We're going to then take the left ankle on top of the right ankle on top of the left knee for thread the needle. Flex both feet, then thread the left hand through. The right hand through that triangle, clasping your hands behind the left thigh. Right elbow is against the right thigh. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale, let's draw the left thigh closer to your body. And that might just mean a millimeter, maybe a centimeter, whatever is available for your body. So you should feel a nice deep stretch through the glute muscle, perhaps the piriformis muscle along the hips. Let's inhale, engage the core one more time. Exhale, draw the left knee in closer. Just holding it here while you keep breathing for 3, 2, 1, and then release. Just give yourself a hug for a moment. Knees back to 90 degrees, taking the left ankle on top of the right knee. Flex both feet. Thread the needle. Left hand goes through that triangle, clasping your hands behind the right thigh. Left elbow can settle onto your left inner thigh. Chin tucked in slightly, shoulder blades connected to the mat. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale, draw your right thigh closer to your chest. So always remembering there might be some discomfort, but we never want to go to the area of pain. We don't want to create any injury. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale, draw the right knee in a little closer. So feel perhaps some tension around the area where the stretch is happening, and you soften into it, soften your face, send a breath to the tightness. Ahimsa, Sanskrit word which means do no harm. One of our main mantras in yoga, do no harm. Inhale, and then exhale, release, taking your arms around your knees, giving yourself a hug. Feel that your hips have warmed up there a little bit, your glute muscles, maybe the backs of your thighs, the hamstrings, and then we're going to just gently rock and roll along the length of our spine. Do that a few times to give your back a nice massage until you come into a seated position. So as soon as you come into seated, we're going to go right into child pose. So taking our big toes to touch, knees slightly apart. You can make the mat distance or closer together. And then the glutes come down onto your heels, forehead to the mat. Child pose. Your child pose is very personal to you. It's deeply restorative. So you can come to child pose at any point in the class that you feel. So let's bring our forehead to really connect. Fingertips moving towards the front of the room to activate the child pose. For some of us, our hips may not come down too close to the mat, and that's okay. It's a work in progress. Let's inhale, reach, reach, reach. Elbows come off the mat. And then exhale, see if you can soften the hips even a millimeter closer to the earth. Soften the elbows, and then just let go. Wonderful. Let's come up into a tabletop. We'll do thread the needle for our shoulder stretch. Inhale. So first of all, before we go into it, engage the knuckles, the tops of your knuckles, so that the pressure goes off the wrist. Let's inhale, the right arm up. Take your gaze up to the fingertips. Exhale, sweep the right arm through, allowing your right shoulder and your right ear to drop onto the mat. And then soften your gaze to the side wall, perhaps to your right fingertips, and soften the left elbow down onto the right arm, and feel the stretch along the back, the shoulders. Sink into this. Inhale one more time, and exhale, let it go. And your exhales are, inhale and exhales are typically through the nose in our yoga practice, but if you'd like a deeper release and you choose to do the exhale through the mouth, that's okay too. And let's come back up to our tabletop. We're going to inhale the left arm up. See if you can take your gaze up to the sky or your left fingertips. Exhale, sweep the left arm through, dropping the left shoulder and your left ear to the mat, and softening your gaze, perhaps even closing your eyes. Soften that right elbow down onto the left arm. Reach the left fingertips towards the side room and feel the stretch along the back. So the key is to find that tension and soften into it. Breathe here for 1, 2, 3, and coming back into our tabletop and just coming down onto your glutes for a moment. So we're going to go into our sleeping hero. The sleeping hero is a beautiful deep quad stretch, or your thighs, big toes touching, heels slightly apart. So if you're comfortable right here today, that's okay. You're going to take your fingertips to point towards your glutes, roll the shoulders away, perhaps draw the knees towards the side of the room, and just gaze upward. So sleeping hero in our very first variation. If it's available for you, you can take your elbows down to the mat, but just be very mindful that your knees aren't coming off the mat. And you don't want to create any injury around the knee joint. Just practice with mindfulness, with presence, and you can just open up your heart center. Feel the nice stretch along the quads. And for some people practicing at home with a more advanced practice, you can go right down onto your back, but that's only if it's available to you. And you can take your arms up or beside you. Breathe here for 3, for 2, for 1. So wherever you may be, coming back to the elbows, perhaps to the hands, slowly, and then gently coming up to go into child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Arms in front of you or beside you. Whatever feels right. Take a nice deep breath in and let it go. Good. This is the counter posture for that stretch that we just did. And coming back into a seated position. We're going to do a little activation for our toe joints. We use our feet all day long, so a nice little toe stretch. So you're going to curl the toes under, place your glutes on top of your heels. So almost right away, this might be very uncomfortable for you. If it is, no pressure. We're going to stay here for about 30 seconds. You can take your fingertips to the top of the mat and release the pressure off the toes slightly. For those that want to continue the practice, just palms gently on top of your thighs, soften the shoulders down. Just notice the tension in the toes might be feeling profound. So soften your breath, tap into that Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose and let it go through a straw opening at the back of your throat. Lips are still sealed, so you're creating that ocean sound. Again, just inhale and create that ocean sound. I like to think of it as Darth Vader also, but ocean sound is a bit more beautiful. And just soften the shoulders. Notice, is there tension coming into your face or shoulders? Just let it go. Notice the fire that might be activating in your toes. Know that there's lots of wellness here. So we're going to soften, slowly come out of this, bringing your hands to the mat, uncurling the toes, come back to sit on them into a gentle child pose. So just soften into your child pose for just a moment and feel the energy flowing through the toe joints. Just let it come back into harmony by just taking some few deep breaths. And if we do nothing, our body comes back into harmony automatically. It wants to realign itself. So we don't have to kind of fight it or jiggle around. Just become an observer of your own body. Let's take another inhale. Notice how the toe joints are calming down. Let it go. Exhale that breath. And then come up one vertebra at a time with your head coming up last. So nice to give the smallest joints in our body some good attention. Perhaps the toes might still feel a little fiery. You can just elongate your legs and just wiggle your toes back and forth. So if we had a lot of time, we could stay in one pose and notice the energy realign. But in order to do a few more postures, we can sometimes just give it a little shake and come back. Okay, so let's come back to our wrist and hand joints now. We're going to come back to tabletop. And we're just going to, instead of doing our regular tabletop, we're going to rotate the wrists. So for some of you, it may just go to the side or at a diagonal. And for some of you, your fingers can point towards the knee. So this position right here, wherever your fingers are pointing, might be a deep enough stretch for you. You may not even have to go any further. If you want to further activate your toe joints or continue to activate them, you can curl them under again. We do a lot of things with our forearms. This is a really great stretch for the wrists, the forearms, keeps the knuckles grounded. If you need a deeper stretch, you can take your glutes back 1 millimeter at a time. Please be very mindful to not overstretch. So just taking your glutes towards your heels creates a little bit more depth in this stretch. And then just hold when you feel enough tension. As I always say, you greet it, and then you just melt into it. Soften your breath here for 3, for 2, and for 1. We're going to take it slow as we rotate the wrists back. Come back to sit on your glutes, and we're going to circle our wrists a few times. Giving attention to every single joint in our body. Very good. So let's get ready for some spinal warm-up with our cat and cow. So vinyasa. Vinyasa means movement with our breath. In our yoga practice, breath first. You find yourself holding your breath because of discomfort, tension, whatever the reason may be, you'll stop the posture, come back to your breath. So if you want to activate your toe joints, curl the toe joints under. Make sure the wrists, elbows, and shoulder in one line. Knees lined up to your hips. Inhale. Let the belly drop. Looking up towards the ceiling. Long throat, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale. Rounding the back. Letting your gaze come towards the navel. One more time. Inhale, moving with your breath. Exhale, rounding. Perhaps push the mat a little deeper with your palms to create a deeper arch in your cat. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, rounding. Beautiful. Let's uncurl the toes. Let's take a nice stretch of our lateral ribs. So we're going to inhale, engage the core. Exhale, start walking your hands towards the left side of the room. And your gaze is following your hands, and then perhaps your gaze can go towards your left hip or left ankle. Feel the nice deep stretch through the right side body. Breathe into any tension you might be feeling. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Let's gently walk our hands back to the center. And let's do this on the other side. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale, walk the hands to the right side. And the right gaze goes either to the right ankle, the right hip, wherever it's available, just over your shoulder. Breathe into the left lateral ribs. Feel the stretch. For 3, for 2, for 1. Let's bring our hands back to center. To re-engage, we're going to draw our knees back by an inch, curl the toes under, getting ready for our downward dog. So we're going to inhale, engage the core, exhale, lift up your hips. As soon as you bring your hips up to the sky, let your crown or your head go. Shake your head, yes, no, back and forth. Let the neck have a bit of a break. It holds up our crown all day long. And let's walk our dog out. Bend the right knee, the left knee, and then notice if your hips are feeling tight, just let them soften in your still dog. Lift them up a little higher. Bend your knees as much as you need to in your down dog. Good. And your gaze is gently through the shins. And we're going to walk our feet up to the front of the mat. And we're going to hang like a rag doll. So perhaps here you might want to bend your knees and allow your torso to meet the thighs. And let your arms just drag down like a rag doll. Head just let go. Crown to the ground. Lift up your hips a little higher if it's available. Grab onto opposite elbows. Sway side to side. Give your back a nice stretch. Good. And then you can bring your hands to your hips. You're going to come up one vertebra at a time with your head coming up last to come into mountain. Arms beside you. Close your eyes, please. Feet can be hip distance apart. Bend your knees and then just let them go. Soften. Let's take a nice breath in through our nose and release it. Again, inhale. And letting go of your breath. Are you holding on to your fingertips? Soften them, let them go. Maybe just by wiggling them once. Soften your shoulders. Good. So roll the shoulders away. Open up the heart center. Let your hands melt down with gravity. Soften the quads. Soften the toes. Again, inhale. And we'll take our out breath with the mouth here. Symbolizing that you're letting go of all tension. Wonderful. Let's get ready for some sun salutations. We're going to come up to the front of our mat, big toes touching, heels slightly apart, and you're going to really root your feet in. So most of our standing postures, this is our foundation. Big toes touching, heels slightly apart. We're going to inhale our arms up, palms connected, gazing upward. Nice stretch right here. Exhale, bring the palms back to heart center. So let's get ready. We'll do 3 sets of salutations. Inhale, the palms up. Exhale, sweep your arms or swan dive, hands beside your feet. Inhale, flat back. So hands to shins, knees or thighs, wherever it's available for you. Flat back, eyes to the top of the mat. Exhale, bend your knees, let your torso meet the thighs, fingertips beside your feet. Let's do the swan dive. Palms connecting, stretch reaching up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Soften your toes, soften your face. Sometimes we dig our toes into the mat, so we just remind ourselves. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping with presence of heart and mind. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands beside our feet. Inhale, reverse, sweeping our arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, this is our last set. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping with strength. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands come down beside our feet. We're going to take a lunge here. Right foot lunges back. Good. And let's drop our knees right away, keeping it gentle, uncurling your toes. Left ankle is lined up to left knee. So if you are practicing at a higher, if you'd like to practice at a higher level, you can bring your knee off from that at any time, but we'll keep it gentle in our first variation. We're going to do our runner's lunge series. Inhale, torso rises, palms facing towards the mat, neck and crown going to the top of the room. Breathe here, keeping the core engaged. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hand comes to heart center. Exhale, drawing the connected palms upward in a slight backward bend. Crescent lunge here. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, cactusing our arms, opening up our heart centers, engaging the biceps and our fingertips. Inhale, hands to palm center. Exhale, prayer twist, taking the right elbow against the left knee and thumbs pointing to the heart, gaze going upward. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands come down to the fingertips. Curl the right toes under. Exhale, lunge the right foot to meet the left. So both toes touching. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands beside your feet. Let's lunge the left foot back and dropping the left knee down, uncurling the toes. Again, remember, you can keep the knee down the whole time or go with knee off the ground for a higher variation. Let's inhale, engage the core. Exhale, lift the torso in our runner's lunge, shoulders away from the ears, palms are facing the floor, crown and gaze towards the top of the mat, reaching for the top of the mat. Breathe here. Even in these gentle lunges, lots of power when we practice it mindfully. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale the hands to heart center. Exhale, drawing the palms up towards the sky in a micro bend, crescent lunge here. Feel the nice stretch along your hips also. Breathing here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale the hands back to heart center. Exhale, cactus, open your arms. And sink deeper into the lunge if it's available for 3, 2, 1. Inhale the hands back to heart center. Exhale, prayer twist to the left, taking your left elbow to your right knee, drawing the thumbs to heart center. Perhaps your gaze goes up towards the sky. And this beautiful twist here, prayer twist. Breathing for 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to center. Exhale, taking your hands, fingertips to the mat, curling the left toes under. Let's inhale, engage the core. Exhale, lunge the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees. And let's come back up. Let your head go for a moment. Let the neck release and come back up, rolling up your spine, one vertebra at a time, coming up into standing. And when you're standing, coming back to your mountain. So just notice, is your heart a little bit more erratic? Even in our beautiful lunges there, we used our quad muscles, our thighs, some of the biggest muscles in our body, and that really gets our heart fired up. So let that all go now. Maybe bend your knees once and then unbend them. Soften your fingertips by wiggling them. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Inhale through the nose and release it. One more time. Inhale letting it go. Soften your face, soften your eyes that are gently shut, and just notice how your heart is coming back into harmony. It's amazing how much power there is in stillness and being a witness to ourselves, and just knowing that our body is our ultimate ally. It wants the best for us. One more inhale, and let it go. And remember, please take any water at any point through the class and just kind of keep going. We'll go into our warrior series for our standing postures. And let's come back up to the top of the mat. And we're going to lunge the right foot back to 2 o'clock. So you have to have heel to heel alignment. Hands are on your hips. So if you can see that your hips are in one plane or they're squared or level, roll the shoulders away. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, soften the left knee, lunging forward in warrior one. So let's be open-hearted warriors. Inhale, lengthen the left leg. Exhale, lunge again. Shine your heart and gaze upward. Just for a moment, take a look. Do you see your big toe? If you don't, you can heel toe it forward till you do. And then just soften your, good. Let's inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus arms. Love cactus arms, really opens up our heart center. Engage the core. Feel that nice stretch through the pecs of the upper body. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, lunging in our warrior one, taking the right arm underneath left. So you're going to grab opposite shoulders or opposite wrists for eagle arms, whichever is available to you today. And breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, swivel it beside you, heel toe the back foot so it's parallel to the back of the mat for warrior two. Take a look over your left fingertips. Make sure your arms are in one line. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Curl the tailbone in. Exhale, lunge your left knee. So you might want to take that left knee and open it up towards the left pinky toe to get a nice stretch through the inner thigh. If that right arm is starting to lag down, bring it up. Constant reminders for myself too, even though I've been practicing for so many moons. Some habits are hard to form, and the reminders are just great. They're gentle reminders for us to just do a little bit better and open ourselves up. Let's inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge a little bit deeper if it's available. Feel the beautiful stretch through the quads for 3, 2, 1. Let's inhale, lengthen out here. Hands to hips. Exhale, heel toe the back foot. Back to 2 o'clock, squaring the hips again. Squaring the back foot, bending the right knee. Coming back up for a mini Tadasana. Inhale, and right away let go of the fingertips, the knees. Exhale, softening the body and just letting gravity take over. Just notice how the arms might feel a little heavy. Good. Opening your eyes, let's do our warrior on the other side. So we're going to lunge the left foot back to 10 o'clock. Hands to hips again. So really notice that you've got that square pelvis. Roll the shoulders away for the open heart. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, soften the shoulders down and lunge the right knee forward. You should feel a nice stretch to the back left calf. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, warrior one. Open up the heart centers. Take your gaze, shine it upwards, shine your heart upwards. Let's inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus the arms again. Nice stretch through the upper body for 3, holding for 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left arm comes underneath right for eagle arms. So shoulders or wrists, whichever is available. Each side is a bit different. And just noticing that you can lift the shoulders up a little higher, elbows up higher to feel a deeper stretch through the upper back. And holding it for 2 and 1. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, swivel the arms beside you. Heel toe the back foot so it's parallel to the back of the mat. So again, alignment. Side bodies, arms in one line. Right knee coming into the right pinky toe. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Gaze over your right fingertips. Curl that tailbone in. Engage the core and exhale, lunge with that right knee. Looking over your right fingertips. Breathe into any shakiness. Breathe into the fire that you're creating. Let's inhale, lengthen one more time. Exhale, deeper lunge into our warrior two. Smile. Soften into the fire. Smile. Don't hold on to any tension in your mind. The arms are strong. And inhale, soften the legs. Let go of the arms. Hands to hips. Heel toe the back foot. Back to 10 o'clock. Squaring the hips and then squaring the back foot. Bending the left knee. Coming back into a small Tadasana. Soften the face. Soften the arms and knees. And just let go of that. Let's inhale again. And exhale, let it go. One more inhale. And release. Let's do a figure four. We're going to take our right foot and bring it in onto our left thigh in a figure four. Flex the right foot. Take your hands to heart center, making sure that your left foot is really anchored into the mat. So perhaps you're just staying here today. Perhaps you're wobbling out of your figure four. Perhaps you're wanting to go a little deeper. Wherever you are, it's smiling at yourself with no judgment, non-judgmental practice. We're going to inhale, engage the core. Find one spot to look at. That's your drishti so that you don't fall out of balance. And then exhale. Start hinging over your hips, taking your gaze towards the mat and allowing your ego, your mind to lower, your heart to rise up. Feel the shakiness on the left side. Breathe here for 3, for 2, 1. Inhale, engage the core. Exhale with as much grace as is available. Come back up, one vertebra at a time. Gently releasing the right foot. Uncurling the left toes just once. Softening into Tadasana. Mountain. Bend your knees once and let them go. Soften your face. And just notice how in that simple, beautiful figure four, how your heart just elevated. And the heartbeat elevated also. And letting go of that. Perhaps you might just want to walk your feet out to rebalance. Let's do that on the other side. Engaging that right foot into the mat to really create the root. We're going to take our left foot onto our right thigh. Flex the left foot in our figure four. Roll the shoulders away. Take the hands to heart center. Nice long spine, engaged core. Micro-bend the right knee so that you don't injure it. Inhale. Staying here, or I invite you to round with the exhale. Starting to take your gaze towards the mat or the floor and your heart to rise above or at the same level of your crown, whichever is available to you today. Feel the shakiness, smile, breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Let's inhale, engage the core again. Exhale, coming up one vertebra at a time. And then releasing gracefully, uncurling the right toes just once. Take a breath in your mountain. Mountain is deeply restorative. This is where we come back into harmony. Inhale and let go of that posture that we just did, releasing it. One more inhale, letting it go. Let's just walk out the tension. And let's just take a nice stretch of the body. We're going to just do a nice crescent. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, release the pointer fingers and crescent to the right. So just being mindful that your arms are like 2 panes of glass and your head's just in between it. So inhale back to center. Exhale, deeper hinge to the right. Left shoulder is moving up. So if it's forward, roll it away. Good. See if you can go a little bit deeper and feel that nice stretch. You can release the right arm down towards your right thigh and perhaps take your gaze up to the ceiling. Feel the nice stretch to the side body here, all the way right down to your hips. Breathe into it for 3, 2, 1. Inhale. The arms up. Exhale. Bend your knees. Bend your elbows. Let's inhale again. Release the pointer finger. Exhale. Crescent to the left. Again, the arms are like 2 panes of glass. Sometimes elbows tend to bend. Make sure they're nicely locked. Let's inhale back to center. Deeper. Crescent to the left. Exhale. Good. Right shoulder is moving away. Let's see if you want to take the left hand towards the left thigh, moving towards the left knee. Gaze can shine upward. Heart can shine upward. Breathe here for 3. Feel a nice stretch through your lateral ribs on the right side for 2. For 1, inhale. The left arm up. Exhale. Sweep your hands down. Soften the knees. Let's just take a couple of big, deep shoulder rolls one way and then the other way. Beautiful. We'll start wrapping up our standing series with tree, one of my most favorite postures. It allows us to have wellness by reaching above and taking energy from the universe and grounding and rooting below. So mindfully take the left foot and root it. 4 corners of your feet are rooting into the mat, into the earth. So your right foot can be right at the ankle. Lots of power in the first variation, making sure that your hips are square and open, and then opening up that right knee as much as is available and micro bend the left knee. For those that have a practice that's a little bit more advanced, you can take your right foot to the left calf, the left inner thigh, or perhaps you can do half lotus. But wherever you are today, make sure it's not on the left knee. So micro bending that left knee, rolling the shoulders away, hands to heart center. So even if you're in first, second, or third variation, remember, squared hips, knees opening up to the right side of the room. So find that drishti, smile in your beautiful tree. Let's inhale, reach our branches up, and exhale, open them up. And just take a few breaths here, opening up the heart center, squeezing those shoulder blades together for 3, for 2, for 1. A little vinyasa. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, tilt to the right. So feel that stretch along the side body again. We do so much sitting. It's so beautiful to open up and stretch our upper body. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left. Good. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, mindfully release. Palms together. Back to heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. Bend your knees once, perhaps. Inhale through the nose and release it. Good. Let go of that tree posture there. So now mindfully connect the right foot to the mat. Left foot comes to the ankle. And this side of your body might be very different than the other side. So you may want a different variation on this side than the other one. So draw your hands together, just remembering not to have the left foot on the knee. Micro bend that right knee to protect it. And let's inhale, the palms up. Exhale, open up your branches, soften the shoulders down, squeeze those shoulder blades together. And if you topple out of your tree, always smile, I say. We must always try to practice with love and non-judgment, and most of all, non-judgment towards ourselves. We need to be most gentle with ourselves and on this earth. Let's inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, tilt a little to the right in this vinyasa. Inhale, back to center. Tilt a little or a lot to the left. Feel that deep stretch or gentle stretch, whichever you prefer. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release the leg, wherever it may be. Palms together. Back to heart center. Coming into our last Tadasana. Bending the knees. Releasing the feet to be hip distance apart. Let's just kind of rock and roll along the length of our feet, balls to sole, just to kind of give them a little massage. Go to the edges of your feet, the inside edges of your feet, and then soften into mountain. Closing your eyes. Inhale through the nose. And softly, just gently release that. One more. Letting it go. And last breath in, feel your heart rise up. And then just surrender. Wonderful, everybody. Let's come down to the mat just to lay down in a very small Shavasana. Shavasana is where we absorb everything we've practiced. So laying down now, we absorb our standing series that we just did. Perhaps move your arms far away. If it's difficult for you to be flat on your back, you can butterfly your legs and then soften the knees to wherever they may go, whatever works for you. And then just come back to any intentions that you may have set. Come back to the wisdom of presence that I read about earlier on, and the heart of wonder. Just offering gratitude for whatever your body has been able to do. Take another couple of deep breaths here, and we'll wrap up with some reclining floor postures. So let's gently reawaken our body by inhaling our arms up above us. One nice solid stretch here. Make it count. And exhale, let it go. Wonderful. And we're going to wrap our arms around our knees again to just give ourselves a little squeeze and a massage. And let's rock side to side. And then let go of our feet to the mat. And we'll do a little spinal twist. So just graze the backs of your heels so you can touch them, and the feet are hip distance apart. And then take your arms in a T. So you're going to look over to your right palm. Let's inhale, engage the core. Exhale, drop the knees towards the left. So both shoulder blades stay plugged into the mat. And we're going to be twisting our whole spine, so right from our neck to the base. So let's inhale the knees back to center. Exhale, take a look towards the left hand, dropping the knees to the right. Now let's inhale the knees back to center. So here's an opportunity for you to windshield wiper your own legs. So let's exhale, drop the knees to the left, and then do the swiveling at your own pace, trying to keep track of your own breaths. And that's okay if you kind of lose track. You're just breathing and moving. A nice spinal twist here. Nice stretch through the hips also. And then bring the knees back to center. Good. Okay, and then let's just activate our core. We're going to get ready for some bridge. So bridge, modified bridge, taking your palms and placing them beside your hips. Palms down to the mat, and we're going to inhale, engage the core, lifting our hips up, tucking our chin in, and we're going to exhale, come down one vertebra at a time, and we're going to hover above the mat, so keeping our hips just above the mat. Let's inhale, squeeze the core again, lifting up, try to keep the knees pointing up to the sky, exhale, come down, one vertebra at a time, again, we're going to hover. Let's inhale, engage that core again, lifting up. See if you can go a little bit higher. Exhale, coming down. See if you can keep the glutes as soft as possible, and then softening the back right down to the mat. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Good. We're going to take our hands behind our thighs and rock and roll along the length of our spine, keeping it gentle. We're not going to do too much of fiery core workout, but we'll try boat pose. So see where you're at with this practice. You want a tall spine. You want to grab the backs of your thighs. Feet are connected. If you're able to stay with a tall spine and release the arms, do so. If not, keep your hands behind your thighs. So elongate that spine, engage the core. Let's inhale, and then exhale, gently start releasing. So we're going to hover above the mat. If you collapse down, that's okay. Let's inhale, squeeze the core. Exhale, use your breath to come back up. So if you've collapsed on the mat, just rock and roll back up. So as the core gets stronger, you'll be able to maintain that hovering state a little bit better. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, releasing for 5, 4. Keep gazing to the front of the room. 2, 1. The lower you go, the harder it is. Inhale and engage the core. Exhale, come back up with your breath. One more. Let's do this one with a smile. Inhale, engage that core. Exhale, release for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, squeeze the core. Exhale, come up, and then wrap your hands around your thighs and let that go. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, letting it go. Beautiful. And then coming back to the mat, let's do one little core exercise again. We're going to roll over onto our right. Use your left hand to flip you into a tabletop. Good. So draw your knees back as far as they can go, and then drop your arms down into modified plank. So you're going to create a V with your hands or your arms, and you're going to gaze at the top of that V, and you're going to take your knees as far back as possible, curl your toes under, and then kick your knees off the mat into a modified plank. So you don't want your glutes too high up in the air. Try to come up into a nice solid plank here. And if you need to bring your knees down, you can at any point. Otherwise, here we go. Inhale, engage the core for 5. Smile for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees down again. Bring the knees to the edges of the mat into a wide-legged child pose. So remember, child pose is yours to experiment with wherever it feels good to you. If it feels good for your arms to be beside you, by all means. Take a few breaths here. Inhale and let it go. Soften your low back. Send some love to your low back. You just stretched it out there. One more inhale and letting it go. Wonderful. And we're going to come up one vertebra at a time with our head coming up last. And let's come back into a seated position. Let's do a couple of stretches with our seated crescent. We're going to, and if it's difficult for you to sit cross-legged, you can release the leg in front of you, whatever works best for you. Inhale, the arms up. Release the pointer fingers to the sky. Exhale, soften the shoulders down and crescent to the right. So again, you want your left shoulder drawing away from your ear, and perhaps you want to take the right hand down to the mat, and you can shine your gaze and heart upward. Feel the nice stretch through your side body. Breathe into any tightness you may be feeling. Inhale the arm back up. Exhale, bend your elbows for a moment to realign your spine. Inhale, release the pointer finger up to the sky. Exhale, crescent to the left. Remember, arms are 2 panes of glass, and your head's just in between, and you can gently take your left hand to the mat, shine your gaze upward, roll the right shoulder away from you, breathe into any tightness, and give thanks for wherever you can move to today. Beautiful Zen proverb, move and the way will open. Inhale the arms up, exhale, release your hands on your knees. Couple of deep shoulder rolls, good. So even if you're sitting at a desk for work or need a little break, these are good little exercises to do. Some rolls, some crescents, and let's do one eagle arm. Inhale the arms up, exhale, right arm underneath left. So you're going to grab opposite shoulders or opposite palms, and just lift the elbows higher and feel that stretch to the back. Breathe into any tightness. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, left arm underneath right, so opposite shoulders or opposite wrists. Lifting the shoulders up slightly. Wonderful. And then just releasing that. Let's finish off with a nice spinal twist. Right leg is extended. Left foot comes against the right knee. You can curl the right leg under if it's available. If it's not, that's okay. Excuse me. Elongating your spine. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale it behind you like a second spine. Inhale the left arm up. Excuse me. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale it behind you like a second spine. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, twisting to the right. So either you're going to hook your right elbow against the left knee, or you can wrap your arm around your left knee, whichever is available to you today. You can create a stop sign with the right hand, Let's inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twisting the upper back. Lots of love for our spine. Our spine creates so much movement for us physically throughout our day. Let's inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist the upper back if it's available. And your gaze last to look at the back wall. But remember, only if it can go there. Breathe into any tightness your back might feel, and then counter twist to the right, letting that all just go. Let's do that on the other side. Right foot comes against the left knee. Left leg is elongated, or it can curl in. Remember, both sit bones should be connected to the mat. Right arm comes up behind us like a second spine. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, twisting to the left or the right. Or you can wrap your arm around the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist the upper back. One more inhale, lengthen. Twisting to look over your right shoulder only if it's available. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. And then counter twisting. Take that stretch as deeply as you'd like. Draw your hands to heart center. Let's inhale through the nose. And blow it out. Please come down to lay in your final Shavasana for a few minutes while I wrap up the practice. And again, your Shavasana is yours to take as is most comfortable for you. Feet can be connected, knees can be bent. You can go onto your side, whatever works for you. Inhale through the nose, letting it go, softening your toes, softening your calves, softening your glutes and your thighs. Start softening your upper body. Open up your heart by perhaps connecting the shoulder blades and lifting up the heart. Soften your face, and most importantly, soften your mind. Remembering that if your thoughts distract you, that's okay. You just come back to your breath and you come back to your meditation, back to your practice. You're still here. You're absorbing all the wellness that you just cultivated in the past hour. Coming back to any intentions you may have set. Coming back to any energy that you might have directed towards somebody in your life that might need it. Or just perhaps to yourself. Coming back to the wisdom of John O'Donohue for presence. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. If you'd like to choose to lay in your Shavasana to end your practice and stay there for a few more minutes, by all means, if you're ready to come out of the practice, you can wiggle your fingers gently, your toes gently. Bend your knees and wrap your arms around your knees to give yourself a hug. Gently rock to your right side or roll over to your right side. Use your left hand to help lift you up into a seated position. Drawing your hands together to heart center. Let's take one breath together for this practice. We are all one, and there's something beautiful about practicing together, about sharing energy together, and about sharing breath together. Let's inhale through the nose and breathe it out. I'd like to seal the practice with a word in Sanskrit, which means the light in me recognizes and honors the light in each of you. Namaste. I'd like to thank all of you for joining the practice today. Thank Athletica again for creating this space for us to share energy. And I wish you all much peace, much love, and much happiness. And have a beautiful summer ahead. Thank you, everybody, for joining.